I don't care what comparisons you make. Both Angel Reese and Caitlin deserve Rookie of the Year award. The pressure and weight of this season has forever changed the WNBA. Both rookies rose to the top and exceeded all our expectations.
She said about how transcendent this class is and these two young ladies are, but you're not splitting the vote. Angel Reese, in any other year, probably wins Rookie of the Year. Not this year. Caitlin Clark has proved to the rest of us that she is the best player in this rookie class.
Picture this, 2 rookies, 1 award. Sounds fair, right? Not when it's Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Lisa Leslie just suggested something that's got WNBA fans seeing red, but here's the real question. Is this about talent, or is there something deeper going on? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Do you believe you know who should win Rookie of the Year? Keep it in mind, a tempest of statistics is gathering that has the potential to completely upend everything. Not only is one player smashing records, but she's also exceeding all expectations. The other one, to put it mildly, the numbers don't add up the way everyone expected them to. Now, let's discuss Caitlin Clark. Not only is this rookie talented, but she's redefining the rules in the WNBA. Not only is she leading all rookies in several categories, but that's not even the most ridiculous aspect. Not only is Clark outperforming other rookies, but she's also a contender for MVP. Yes, you did indeed hear that. Even as a rookie, she's changing the league already. I know what you're thinking, what about Angel Reese? Her most recent game totals of 17 points and 19 rebounds appear outstanding at first glance. Sounds fantastic, doesn't it? Not quite so quickly though. Now let's take a closer look. This is when the exciting part starts. Reese's gunshot. Some are taking notice of it. She performed 6 out of 16 in the field. It's not like you're lighting the court on fire. And the Chicago Sky, her team. As of right now, they have 11 victories and 21 losses. One must ask themselves, is Reese truly having the effect that everyone was hoping for? But there's still more. Reese's rebounding statistics, according to some critics, are overstated. Why? Because she is making up for missed shoots with her own rebounds. Stat padding is the term used by some. Hurt. Let's now place Clark and Reese next to each other. With the exception of rebounds, Clark leads Reese in all statistical categories. That is a sizable difference in their combined efforts. It's going to blow your mind this. Not only is Clark leading rookies, but she leads the entire WNBA in both points scored and assists on baskets, and she's winning by a significant margin. However, what about Reese? With the lowest shooting percent inside 6 feet, she is leading the WNBA. Describe a contrast. What does all of this mean then? It does, however, give a fairly clear image. Not only is Clark living up to the hype, but she's surpassing it. She's not only a candidate for Rookie of the Year, she may win MVP. Reese is having trouble making an actual difference, despite some eye-catching figures. Set the stats aside for a moment. A whole new can of worms was just opened by Leslie's remarks. Is there more going on here than just basketball in this rookie battle? And we were starting to believe that this was just about baskets and rebounds when Lisa Leslie made an unexpected suggestion that had everyone talking, and not in the manner one might anticipate. It's no longer just about who is the best rookie. Here we're wading into some very deep water. The problem is that some detractors claim Leslie's concept has nothing to do with basketball. Skin-colored tribalism is how they are referring to it. Yes, you did indeed hear that. The use of the racial card has just been made, completely upending the discourse. Renowned commentator Jason Whitlock didn't hold back. Dude, Leslie's perspective was racist. Why? Because, in his opinion, she is attempting to award Angel Reese, who is black, a portion of the prize based on her color rather than her skill. That's a serious charge that has infuriated people on both sides. There's more to this tale though. Leslie's defense, according to some, is that she merely wanted to honor both players. They contend that despite the execution's flaws, her intentions were sound. This is where it gets complicated though. Despite Leslie's best intentions, others argue that her proposal still calls into question the viability of merit-based awards as a whole. You may be asking yourself, is this really about race? Alternatively, is it about redefining what WNBA success looks like? The million-dollar question is that that, and to be honest, there's no simple solution. We are being forced by this issue to reevaluate our metrics for determining success in sports. Is the focus solely on the numbers, or should other elements such as representation also be taken into account? It's a difficult balance, and at the moment, no one seems to be in agreement about where to draw the line. Let's dissect it. There are many who argue that awards ought to be given only based on an athlete's performance on the court. Nothing more ought to be important. Conversely, there's a case to be made for representation, particularly in a league such as the WNBA. However, how do you balance that against icy hard statistics? Consider this for a moment. What if everything that has gone wrong actually does bring about some good changes? Perhaps it will lead to some genuine discussions about diversity, merit, and how we define success in athletics. Although it's uncomfortable, sometimes a dispute is necessary to persuade people to talk about difficult subjects. Hold on, there are now multiple awards at stake in this. Leslie's remarks could have far-reaching consequences that alter women's basketball as a whole. What is the depth of this rabbit hole? Due to the uproar caused by Lisa Leslie's contentious proposal, the WNBA is being forced to reevaluate how they assess player performance. It's no longer simply about Clark and Reese. Questions arising from this debate have the potential to completely change the league. For a moment, let's talk about awards. Not everything about the Rookie of the Year trophy is flashy. It's a declaration of what the WNBA looks for in its players. What message would we be sending if we began giving out awards for anything other than genuine performance? There are some who fear that this might result in the prestige of the prize being diminished. Does it really matter if everyone gets a trophy in the end? This is where things become really fascinating though. Not only is the award system being shaken up by this incident, it's causing people to reevaluate how we gauge overall success in women's basketball. Are statistics the ultimate standard, or ought we to consider more elements as well? There could be major ramifications for future player evaluations from this argument. Imagine a scenario in which teams consider a player's influence on social media or capacity to attract spectators in addition to their points per game. It's entirely different now. Perhaps you're asking yourself, is this really such a big deal? Now think about this. Our assessment of players has an impact beyond rewards. Contracts, team tactics, and even the way young players train are all impacted. The entire sport may change if the standards for success are altered. But there's still more. The athletes and the league are not the only parties impacted by this scandal. Fans are also enthused about it. While some are discussing the value of representation, others are going in depth with statistics. It seems as though Leslie's remarks unlocked a treasure trove of basketball philosophy. You may be asking if the WNBA will suffer as a result of all this controversy. However, what if it's truly beneficial? Consider it. When was the last time you witnessed such a large gathering of people fervently debating women's basketball? Fans are becoming involved in this dispute in a way that is unusual, yet people are being forced to consider the game carefully. What distinguishes a great player? Is there more to it than just the numbers on a scoreboard? These are the kind of in-depth, considerate talks that have the power to elevate a sport. Not to be overlooked are the players themselves. The amazing skill in the WNBA is being highlighted by this argument. People are learning to appreciate abilities that they may not have previously seen by paying attention to the subtleties of the game. What then should we really learn from all of this drama? Leslie's remark that they shared the Rookie of the Year title has turned into something much more. It's made us all pause to consider how we evaluate WNBA players. It's no longer just about the numbers. We are discussing fairness, race, and what it truly means to be the best. It's challenging all of our preconceived notions about basketball honors. Here's the thing though, perhaps this chaos is something positive after all. People are discussing women's basketball more than they used to because of it. It's making us consider carefully what qualities make a player exceptional. Leslie might have unintentionally started a discussion that could alter the course of the game by attempting to praise two players. Are we prepared for that shift, I wonder?